What's the tea, y'all? How's it going? So, just to let you guys know that I'm on. You're online. I'm just waiting for everything to pop up. Just waiting for it to pop up. I've got the iPad working. All right, everything's working so far. What is going on, everybody? Everybody hear me okay? I hope y'all can hear me okay. So, today I'm actually going to be showing you how I actually do clean my makeup brushes. So, while I'm doing this, in this lovely little canister is the black soap bar. And what is in here is, this is by Perfectly Posh, and it's called the Gender Bender Beauty Bar. So this works out super well. I use this to not only clean my body, but I use this to also do my makeup brushes. And so today, for this quick little short video, or however long that I can actually get these brushes done, I'm going to show you how it's all done. So, we're going to start off with one of my foundation brushes. This is the S94 foundation brush. And what I'm going to do is that while you have your water, like if you hear the water in the background, the water is actually just running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the brush. Just wet the brush, like it's just like running in a puddle. So when you wet the brush, now your brush is wet. And then what you're going to do is that you're just going to take and swirl it in. And what you're going to see is all the dirt that's accumulating. All that dirt, right? So now you're going to tap it in a couple more times with the water. And here's what you do. See, this is a little scrubby pad that I got from Amazon. And it's like $1 or something like that. Then what you do is that you're just cleaning it. That's it. Just cleaning it, then you see all that dirt and stuff like that. You just rinse it off. So while you're swirling it up on the pad, you're running it under the faucet. And it comes out super clean. Like this is just one pass, and I'm actually using a towel just to kind of blot it dry, so I'm kind of like squeezing it with the towel. And then what you're going to see is that the brush is pretty much clean after you've done that. Hi everybody, how you doing? I see some people watching. But yeah. So, this is when it's dry. But usually, when I actually do my makeup brushes, I actually wash them twice. Because it still feels a little stiff to me. So I figure just by putting in a little bit more of the soap. So I'm actually going to drop down the camera so that way you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to flip the camera around so that way I can actually see what the fuck I'm doing. So, let me just do this real quick. And then unscrew this part, and then bring it down. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it this way so y'all can see it. Let me see if y'all can see that right. Okay, let's bring it up just a little bit more. Oh, there we go. That should work. Okay, let's bring her back just a little bit. Right about there. Okay, so now this should work. All right, so don't mind me, I have a couple of dishes in here, which is fine. So, what I'm doing is that I'm taking, this is the Gender Bender Beauty Bar right here. And I'm just swirling it in. And y'all could see it. Let me bring this over just a little bit more so y'all can see this. See all that dirt? Which that tells me that this really wasn't all that clean. So I'm going to keep going. See all that? All that soap is on there now. And I'm going to take my brush or my scrubby pad, and then I'm going to run it under the water just to watch. Look at all of that come out. All of that's coming out. You want to do this until the water is running clear. Hashtag till the water runs clear. So if you have a question, make sure that you comment, because I can actually see the comments. Hi, Kimberly. How are you? Susan, hey. Okay, so I'm doing it again. I'm going to keep doing this until it's all clean. And you still see all, look at that. You still see the water is still not running as clear as I want it to. So you kind of keep going with this until it runs clear. So maybe with your foundation brushes, you can expect to be doing this about a couple times. And it's like the less I'm seeing of the product and more I'm seeing of just the bar. And I'm just going to keep going until I get all of that nice and done. Here we go. And if you are watching directly from Patreon, thank you so much for watching directly from Patreon. Just make sure that you bring it up to full size. And also there should be, right next to the cogwheel, it should say watch it on YouTube. Just click watch it on YouTube so that way you can actually join in on the conversation. So there we go. Now I kind of turned up the heat a little bit, but the thing is that you want to make sure that you're using warm water. You're not using hot water. If you use hot water, you're going to end up separating the glue that's in the ferrule of the brush. So you kind of want to avoid that. So I'm using just warm water. And I'm going to keep going until technically the water runs clear. And you're going to notice that every time when you start seeing it that's being a little bit cleaner, the bristles are going to get much softer. So I'm just going to add a couple more cleanings. You'll notice that when this starts getting super sudsy, that's how you know it's kind of clean. So okay, all right. We're almost at the end because everything's starting to come up white now, which that's always a good thing. So keep going. Make sure you get all of the soap out. Please do not leave any soap in your brushes. Oh, that looks a hell of a lot better now. Look at that. I still see a little bit there, so I think one more cleaning should do it. So we're going to kind of put that up in there. Hi, Lori. How are you? Look at that. You see that suds? That suds tells me that it's clean. But I'm just going to do it one more time. So once I get that done, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to run it under the faucet and still swirl. That way it gets all the soap out. All of it. Alright. Now I'm tapping it so that way I get out any excess liquid. Then you can use just like a paper towel or just like a regular towel. And you're just going to kind of squeeze it. Just get all of that moisture out as much as possible. And if you look, It's super soft. It looks clean. Lori, my day was wonderful. My day was wonderful. Look at that. It's nice and clean. It doesn't look like it's clumped up together. It's a good brush. So what I usually do with my brushes is that I went and bought this. Now this I've had for the longest time. And I got this from Amazon. It was like $12 or $13. And what you do is that you take your brush handle and then you just put it right up there. And that's it. Pretty much it, just like that. And then you leave it up on the counter, and I leave this on overnight, and then in the morning it's like perfectly dry. So this has enough space for, do you only clean your brushes you use for foundation and liquids, or do you clean the ones you use for powder and eyeshadows too? Kimberly, I use it for all of it. If you don't have that soap yet, what can you use, Cece? If you don't have this soap, Dawn dish soap does the same thing. I'm going to do one brush with Dawn dish soap so that way you can see it. I got some Dawn right here. So yeah, it holds 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This holds 25, 26 brushes right there. So yeah, let's go on with another brush. This is what you see me use for my all over powder. This is the E41 brush. This is by Morphe. She's beautiful, right? So here's what we're going to do. You see the water that's running? I'm just going to do this. Now here's what I'm going to do. While this is kind of soaked, you can run it under the faucet, but just never put it in this way because the water's going to get up in the ferrule and then you'll actually lose bristles. So I'm going to use a little bit of Dawn dish soap. And I'm going to swirl it right up on the pad itself. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just swirl it. And swirl it pretty deep. This is a big brush, so you may need more than just that little bit of Dawn dish soap. Because what you could technically do is like get like a little plate. A little plate or a little Tupperware roll, something like this. And then you could just put in some Dawn dish soap like that. And then just dip your brush in there. So it's kind of covered. And then put this right between your fingers. And then just get to work. This will get super soapy the more you use it. That's why you want to rinse it frequently. Remember, this is powder that's all been used on here, so this is going to come right out. And I'm just doing this without running it under the faucet for right now, because I just want to make sure that she's coming up super sudsy. I'm trying to get all up in these bristles. And then, now we can start running it under the faucet. Remember, you keep your brush pointing down. So it gets all of them bristles clean, and you're getting all of it taken care of. So, see all of that? That's still soap in there. And the best way to actually find out to see if you still have soap in there, so you take it away from the water and start swirling again. See all of that soap? You want to keep going until there is literally no more soap. Sometimes this will take you a while. And that was why I didn't like to use a Dawn dish soap a lot, because I would be standing here all freaking night getting this shit out. So, hence why I'm just swirling it. Like so. Then you're going to keep going. Check it. See, there's a little bit more. Just keep going until you run clear on it. And we're pretty much clear on that. So, it's always best to get a good fluffy towel tap it just to get all the excess. Right, you had to click the arrow, honey. You got it, Haley. Alright, so I'm just tapping out all of the excess liquid. Okay, so now that I got it, she looks pretty clean, and you can tell she's soft too. So you can just put it up in your towel, squeeze out any excess as hard as you can, and then reform your bristles so it doesn't look janky. And then put it up in your drying mat, which I'm going to use the fat. No, I can use actually the second fattest. Nope, I'm going to need the fattest. And that's it. Just like that. So you can look for these on Amazon, those drying racks, and just look up Amazon. Just look for makeup brush drying rack. Or brush holders. Okay, so I'm going to use next thing I'm going to go with is an eyeshadow brush. So that way you see exactly the difference. This brush, which is just a regular clean color brush, these are like a dollar store. So what I usually do with these is, because if you notice any closer, this is all black eyeshadow. So you're going to actually see up on this pad how pigmented the Makeup Maniacs products is when it meets a Gender Bender Beauty Bar. So we're going to dip it in the water. You're going to start seeing the black immediately. Look at that. It made that whole thing black. So now, look how black it got. Look at how black. Oh yeah, they have them at Walmart, Susan? I didn't know that. So yeah, you're going to keep going. Because it's going to start off super black, then it's going to get super gray. And you want to keep going until, again, the water runs clear. So you want to run it up under the sink. You may have to do a couple of cleanings for this, because then you'll start seeing the natural bristle color, which is like this beautiful chocolate brown. So I'm going to go right up in here, grab a little bit more of that soap. And then we're going to swirl it in there. Look at that. That's what I love about this Gender Bender Beauty Bar. It leaves them super soft and silky, but it really cleans the hell out of these brushes. So, look at that. See how the soap is actually white now? So, this should be clean now. And I kind of like the squeaky sound. That's how I know it's clean. And there we go. So now with this, you just blot it out, reform the bristles, and there she is. Super clean. Nice close-up view. She's cute. So now, just going to clean off the barrel. And she's ready to go. So for these can go in the smaller compartments. So just right up in here. That's what I like about these are rubber, so these won't fall out. And you always want to make sure that your brushes are drying upside down, so that way they don't, none of the water goes up into the ferrule. So that I showed you with a foundation brush, I showed you with an eyeshadow brush, and I showed you with a powder brush. So let's see, for example, you got one of these brushes. Now these brushes, they're easy to clean, but they're a little bit more time consuming because this is when you're swirling product that's been there on your face. So you want to make sure that you get every single nook and cranny out of it. So we're going to go in with this round brush. Do other bars of soap work too for cleaning brushes? Haley, yeah, but I like, look, I want to make sure shit's clean. So I've used only Dawn, and then I use a Gender Bender Beauty Bar. The Gender Bender Beauty Bar cleans this a hell of a lot faster. Now look at that. It's just getting all of that gunk out. And again, because these bristles are super stiff, you want to be careful not to break the brushes, because these are pretty fragile. So I'm just going around, just keep swirling. And I still have a lot of product still on there. So what I'm going to do is just wet the brush again. Keep swirling up in there. You're very welcome, Haley. Alright, so just getting right up in there, just swirling and swirling and swirling. This is with cosmetics. Oh, look at that. We're starting to see the pink now. The pink's there, so we just want to make sure we keep on swirling, making sure everything's nice and super clean. I still got some left of product right up on the sides of it, but if you notice, it's starting to turn back into pink now. I don't know if you can see that well, but I'm going to give it another cleaning. And then we're just going to scrub along the sides of it, just to make sure that we get it all out. So it's always best to just do the sides. Should only the smaller nubs be used upon the cleaning the oval brushes? Honestly, not really. It doesn't matter, because as long as the shit's clean, I don't really care how you get into there. But as you can see, that the brush is starting to turn back into white and pink again. And all of what I'm doing is that I'm just getting in the areas, being very discriminate on how I'm cleaning these. And then just get right up in there, just clean it off. And if you notice, I have a blanket on because it's cold in my apartment. So she's clean. So now she's clean. All I have to do is just wipe her a couple of times up on the brush, up on the towel, and she's good to go. Then I'll just pop her in, and she can actually dry. That's pretty much it, guys. Nothing crazy, as you've seen. So this is what I use for my blending. Powders. So same thing applies here. Oh, well, thanks, Haley. Grab yourself a little bit of this gender bender. Look at that. So she's nice and soaked. Now we're just going to clean it off. And you'll notice when this starts sudsing, all of a sudden, like just out of nowhere, it's like super white suds. She clean, baby. But this one is not used that much except just for blending. So she's pretty much clean. Look at that. Super clean. Okay. So I'm just going to blot it real quick. Tap it a couple times. And put it up. Now mind you, if I was to do this all night, technically to wash my brushes it takes me about a couple days. This takes me about a couple days to wash all my brushes because I have over 250 brushes. So this is the contour brush that I use. And look at all that, all of that. See all that? Look at all that. All that dirt. All that product. Now for this, you can use the Dawn dish soap because it'll get it out faster. It's a synthetic bristle. So here, I just dipped it in Dawn dish soap. And I like it. I'll use the Dawn dish soap sometimes, especially when I'm dealing with the theater makeup because it is so thick and greasy. And of course, Dawn is a grease cutter. So, look at all that. It just gets it right out. And look at that. She's coming out super clean. I'm going to take a look through it just to make sure. She's looking great. Look at that brush. Like brand new. I'm going to give it one more cleaning because I just like super clean brushes. So, let's give it another cleaning. Look at that. You see she's sudsing up? Look at that. She's sudsing up. That means she's clean. And I'm pressing pretty hard because I kind of want to get as deep into those bristles as possible. So now I can just swirl and rinse. And voila. She's clean. Did you crochet the edge of your blanket? No. A fan got me these. Got me the blanket. Now look at her. Perfect. And she's super shiny. She's clean. She's doing the damn thing. She's ready for another makeup application. So just put her away and go to the next brush. Now, this is the funniest thing that I love with this one. This is what I use for my white, okay? So now, we're going to wet her down. And I'm going to dip her in a Dawn dish soap. And then we're going to swirl it. Look at all of this white product. Look at that. All that white brush. All that white product. And I'm going to keep going until this brush is clean. Now, again, you're dealing with, look at that, there's still white on there. So, you could use the Gender Bender, because the Gender Bender does the same thing. And then you're just going to swirl it in there. Look at all of that product. Oh, I hope your son feels better, Katie. So there you go. Just keep on cleaning until you get all of that white shit out. And then you're going to start to see the actual color of the brush, which is like a beige and it's a brown tip, which you're starting to see now. Pretty cool, right? We're going to give it one more cleaning. One more time. I like to be sure. And that's it. She really doesn't need that much more. Blot it out. Try to get as much of the moisture as you can out. Wipe down the barrel. Look at that. Super clean, super shiny. And she is doing it. So, she's ready. So I'm going to put her in another spot. Thank you. Me too. He is feeling a little bit better, but not 100%. I'm sure it'll take time, sugar. I'm sure it'll take time. So yeah, I'm going to do another eyeshadow. Just going to dip it. Run it in with the Gender Bender Beauty Bar. I like to use the Gender Bender when it comes to the eyeshadow brushes because I like my stuff to stay soft. Because you'll notice if a brush feels really hard, it feels almost prickly on your skin, that's when it's time to let it go and try to get a new one. But by doing it this way, my brushes last so much longer. So just letting that go, just like that. Getting all of the product out of there. Now it's going to be hard to see because this is usually my white eyeshadow brush, and the bristles are white. This is goat hair. So I'm just going to kind of feel it in. I'm going to move things around. Check the bristles to make sure that they're still in good condition. And then give it another cleaning. I believe this is goat hair. I'm not sure. We're just going to keep on going until she starts sudsing up. When she suds up real cute, there she is. She's sudsing. That means she's clean. So I'm just cleaning on both sides, making sure that it's all nice and clean. And then we're just going to rinse it out. Try to blot it out as much as you can. Squeeze it. Blot it. And of course clean the barrel so that way they look nice and pretty. And she, oh my gosh, she feels so much softer. So much softer. Natalie, thank you. Do you wash your brushes every other week or month? I do mine once a month now. Because I really don't have the time to wash them every week like I used to. So let's grab another big handled brush. Oh, let me show you my blush brush. This is my blush brush. Just for the blush. So we're going to dip her in. And again, gender bender. Empty out anything that's left over. Look at that. See all that? My blush brush. Look at that. All that blush. All that blush. Look at her go. Look at that. Look at that pink water. And again, be gentle because these are the blush brushes, so they're going to be naturally a little bit more prone to shedding. As you can see, they're shedding. But then again, I've had these brushes for the longest time. So a little shedding is natural. Okay, so now we're just going to pull. Make sure we pull out any bristles that are loose. And she's shedding a little bit, so that's what it's telling me is that it's time to look into getting another brush. So this is the M105 by Morphe. It might be time to get a new one soon. So she's done, and she feels super soft. Another way that you can actually make sure that these stay super soft is that you can use conditioner. Just use like a sulfate-free conditioner. And she's ready. And let me see. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to stop here for a minute. So that way y'all can see me. So y'all can see me. Hi. How's it going? Everything good? Everything good with y'all? Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna do as a matter of fact, it's 8:37. In about another hour, we're gonna go on live publicly via YouTube. And we're going to jump up on for Ask Cece. And we're going to do Ask Cece. So I just wanted to do this video really quick so that way I could show you just how I actually wash my makeup brushes. So if you have any questions whatsoever for me regarding what I've done tonight and also whatever it is that you want to bring up, just please, by all means, go to cecelarouge@gmail.com and submit your emails. We're going to be doing live for Ask Cece on YouTube publicly. So if you're not following me on YouTube, make sure you go there, subscribe to me. Make sure you click on the notifications tab so that way you will be notified every time I go live. So there you go. I'm going to jump off of here. And of course,